Welcome to A Quest for Metal. Today we are ranking Gojira albums from my least favourite to my favourite. We've done it before, ages ago, like years ago, yonders ago, with a tier list setting, and today we're going to do it properly because the new album's out, Fortitude, and it's a great album. But where's it going to lie in the list? Let's find out. But before I get started with my list, pop down below what's your favourite Gojira albums of all time. Is there any you hate? Do you like Gojira? Do you hate Gojira? Let me know, and let's get stuck in with some Gojira albums. Gojira! So first up, we have The Link, the second album by Gojira. And I bet you'd think I'd put the first album last. No. See, for me, the first album knows what it is. Death metal worship, and it's cool death metal worship. The second album tries to find its own identity, which is commendable because everything after is awesome, but this is in that weird kind of mid-phase where it's kind of like a Pokemon evolution, where the first one's cute, the last one's badass, the middle one's kind of fucking awkward, and this album feels awkward. There's some great songs to be had on here, but the sound overall, it doesn't quite know what it wants to be. It's kind of like Sepultura's Roots, not as groovy, but it's that kind of parallel. Well, I guess it's more like Chaos AD, which again isn't my favourite Sepultura album. I prefer like the earlier stuff, but it does feel like an awkward middle phase of them trying to figure themselves out. A lot of tribal stuff on this album, which is fine, but I do think it's a bit chaotic. It's a bit chaotic on this album, not quite as clean and consistent as the first album, and not quite as realised as the later albums. So for that, and for my own listening pleasure, this is the weakest for me. It might piss people off, but, fuck it, I don't care. This is the weakest for me. So, The Link is coming here at the last spot. So, following it is the debut, Terra Incognita. Re-listening to all this discography, I always like The Link more, but then re-listening, this is so clean, this is so really fucking heavy. This is a heavy album. Very heavy. They were the influences on the sleeve on this album. They're not quite found their identity yet. But for what it is, for a great death metal album, this is a great goddamn death metal album. Holy shit. And there's some really interesting ideas on here. Like some spoken word parts and then pummeling you with the fucking riffs right after. Great goddamn songs on this album. This is one of the heaviest and probably tightest Gojira albums, I think. God damn, it took me by surprise re-listening to this. I almost want to put it a bit higher. Songs like Lizard Skin, Clone. Yeah, there's a lot of bangers on this album. Very underrated. If you kind of pass this one off, I say don't. It definitely sounds a lot different to the others, but it is definitely worth your time. I think this is a fantastic album. Fantastic album. But Gojira has a lot of fantastic albums, so, that's not saying too much, but definitely worth your time. And it floored me when I listened to it again, so yeah, give it another chance. So next up is the latest album, Fortitude. I do like it. It's quite low on this list. It has only come out recently, but I do think it's not quite as good as Magma, not quite as good as some of the other ones, because Gojira has a fucking amazing discography. So, but the songs on here, they hit, and they hit hard, a lot of them. Sphinx, fantastic. The chant, the chorus is still stuck in my head. Like, a lot of people hated on this song for being too simple, for being too soft, but I love that kind of dynamic in this. There's a lot of heavy songs like Born for One Thing, and a lot of soft songs like the chant. And that chorus, keep playing the chant over and over, because it'll get stuck in your goddamn head. Bloody Amazonia, fire in the sky. One of the best choruses I've ever done. Born for One Thing, chaotic, fucking heavy, feels like it would fit right at home on The Way of All Flesh. Holy crap, this album is interesting and fresh and amazing, but I've had longer time with the others, so on the others I like every fucking song, but on this one, it may take months to get used to, might rise higher. But I do think the songwriting is stronger on some of the other albums. Just like my next one, Magma. The songwriting is stronger on this one. People criticise this one for being a bit tame, but fuck me. This is kind of the album that kind of got me into Gojira, really. I liked them before, but this is the album that got me into them. Then I loved the other ones after. The song Stranded. Holy crap. That one. Pummeling. Love the riffs in that. Shooting Star, Silvera. Only Pain. Lowlands, which is my favourite song. Lowlands is goddamn beautiful. No one talks about Lowlands. It's like such a beautiful build-up. And then heavy as fuck at the end. Lowlands is the best Gojira song. Fuck it. It's the best. Well, the best on this album. Let's say the best on this album. Great album. Love the slower songs, love the more melodic songs, love the heavier usual Gojira songs. Has it all. Don't understand the hate. I think this one's an amazing album, so yeah, Magma, it's coming here. Next up is The Way of All Flesh. This is the most progressive, the most fucking heavy, the most interesting album. So many different sections in these songs, so fucking heavy. Starting off with Ouroboros, that's a way to kick off an album. And Toxic Garbage Island, what a 1-2 punch way to kick off the album. And let's not forget the majesty, the pure majesty of The Art of Dying with that fucking... That's not how you do it, but you know the intro I mean? It's like a 7-minute, 8-minute long song. Epic as all hell. It's one of my favourite Gojira songs. This album is fantastic. I do think it lacks the catchiness of my next two, but it makes up for it in heaviness and technicality, because this is the most heavy and the most technical album they've ever fucking done. Nothing's going to beat that. And I love it, and some people have it number one, which is good for them, but I kind of like the more catchy stuff with the next two albums, because the next two are catchy and heavy. This one's pretty much heavy and technical. Not quite as catchy. So yeah, it's coming here. It's coming here, which will maybe get me shit, but fuck it. The next two are flawless. Here it is, number 2. Les Fonts Sauvages. Oh, god damn this album. Explosia, Les Fonts Sauvages, Liquid Fire, The Mouth of Kala, and the best live song they've fucking got, The Gift of Guilt. Holy crap, seeing that song live, The Gift of Guilt, blew my balls off, blew my nipples off, blew all my hair off. I'm basically like a skinless little mole rat right now. I love it. This song is like, again, one of the best Gojira songs. This album is a 10. I adore this album. It's fucking fantastic, heavy and catchy at the same time, and technical. And it's got some cool slow ones like the Font Sauvage. It's got everything you need. It's got everything you need. But, and this is the big bubble but, it's not quite my number 1. So, let's get to that. Of course it is. It's got to be. It's one of my favourite albums of all time. From Master Sirius is my number 1. It always will be. Nothing's going to take that throne. This is an 11 out of 10 album. Fuck you. Every song on this album is a 10 out of 10. Every song. Every fucking song. The other ones were great. This one's flawless. Fucking From Mars to Sirius. Backbone. Ocean Planet. From the Sky! Oh, where dragons dwell. What? Tweety Pie, where dragons dwell. Flying Whales. Heaviest Matter of the Universe. Need I go on? Oh yeah, finishing it off with Global Warming. One of the best, kind of slower kind of songs they've done. This album is it's a work of art. And it's got a whale on the cover. So, it's got to be good. It's got to be good, just like my other favourite albums, like Call of the Wretched Sea and Leviathan. I love this album. This album's flawless. It's easily going to be number 1. You all knew it. You all goddamn knew it. Don't tell me you didn't. You knew it. So yeah, From Mars to Sirius is the best Gojira album of all fucking time. So that was my ranking for Gojira. Have you heard the new album? What did you think? Let me know what you thought of this list down below. And we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.